Live from Lowe's Motor Speedway, qualifying for Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, the Winston. First, qualifying for the Winston Open, 27 cars lined up in the traditional best of 2 laps format, and then the special qualifying format for the All-Star race itself. Let's go down to Matt Yoakum.
Well, Mike, NASCAR's Big Money All-Star Weekend kicks off with qualifying. You'll see cars with new paint scheme. And if you're Steve Park and Jeff Green, you'll see them in new uniforms. They swapped rides over the off week. And guess what? Charlotte, a lot of money in the line. A great place for them to jumpstart their seasons. In fact, Steve Park told me he's looking at the Winston as a 25-lap shootout at his old short track stomping grounds there at Riverhead, New York. Big money, no points, no pressure. Just get the job done. To Dick Berggren.
Thanks, Matty. I have just left the garage, and there are so many people there, drivers, crew members, who are all wound up about tonight. And tonight is just qualifying for the Winston. But everybody gets excited about this. The drivers that are going to try to qualify for the Open, they are focused on making the fastest possible lap. The guys who are going to be trying to qualify for the Winston, they are worried about their speed on pit road and how fast they can go because a pit stop is involved. Lots of interesting stuff to follow here tonight, Mike Troy.
Thanks, Dick, and hi, everybody. I'm with Larry McReynolds. Darrell Waltrip will join us shortly. So an interesting practice session with drivers practicing getting out of the pit and getting onto pit road because this qualifying is really different.
Well, it really is. I mean, you throw all the norms out the window. What it is, it's 3 laps total. Not the best of 3 laps, but they total all 3 laps. And like you heard Dick Berggren talk, at the end of the first or the second lap, comes to pit road, makes a 4-tire stop. So the crew's involved. But the other unique thing, coming into your pit box, you have to maintain that pit road speed of 45 miles per hour. But when that pit stop's over with, it's wide open to complete those 3 laps. No pit road speed leaving pit road.
So a very unique qualifying situation this evening. We'll whet your racing appetite with a menu of tonight's action. Brought to you by Denny's. It's wall-to-wall. NASCAR on speed this evening. Don't touch that dial. Because the Craftsman Truck Series race follows our qualifying session and then practice for the Winston Open and the Winston. Speed Channel's coverage of NASCAR butt pole qualifying from Lowe's Motor Speedway is brought to you by Denny's, by Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner, and by Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola. Come as you are. Tuning up for Stock Car Racing's All-Star Night, the Winston. Tomorrow night, you'll see it on FX. And tonight, they will qualify. The Winston Open. Prelude to the All-Star game itself. Only the winning driver will transfer in. So qualifying for that event, every bit as important as it is for the All-Star race. There is the AOL number 30 from Richard Childress Racing, Steve Park, named as the driver. And up in Welcome, North Carolina, everything quickly switched over, including the big image of the driver on the hauler. A really fast turnaround job by Motorsports Designs to get all that done, but it's all Steve Park. Yep. Hey, Darrell, welcome.
Hey, good to be here. Park needed an oil change, and Green ran out of time on his AOL card, so they had to make a change.
Kyle Petty will be our first qualifier. This will be his 6th Winston Open. Finished 5th twice in this race. And finished 2nd to Davey Allison in the Winston in 1992 in that wildest first under the lights finish. So how was trackside?
It was really good. We had 4 owners on. We had Coach Gibbs and Childress, and then we had Kyle Wells, as well as who was the other one we had on there?
We had Joe Gibbs, Richard Childress, Ray Evernham,
right,
Kyle
yeah,
Wells.
Right.
Kyle was 18th quickest in practice, and again, this is a normal qualifying session here for Winston Open. In other words, it's the fastest of 2 laps. Kyle's first lap is a 29.75, so he's already bettered his practice lap by 2/10. Not surprising, Darrell. This is one of the most track temperature sensitive racetracks we go to, and it's cooled down a bunch, and when it cools down, this racetrack really picks up because it gains a lot of grip.
Yeah, the 3rd and 4th turn here is a bear. I mean, boy, when the sun sets and it's shining on the 3rd and 4th turn, you just can't get through there very well. But when it goes down and starts to cool off, business picks up.
Just about runs the same speed, picks up a little bit, a couple of 100s on his second lap, so 29.73. That ought to be a pretty decent lap, but the thing about it, everybody's probably going to pick up.
So Kyle Petty is the first of 27 drivers to attempt qualifying for the Winston Open.
Let's do that.
Ken Schrader in the BAM Racing Dodge has bested Kyle Petty by about 0.2 of a second. He's the second car to go out. It'll be his 13th Winston Open. He finished second 3 times in this race. He's been in the Winston 7 times. Dick Berggren.
With Mike Wallace, he is substituting for Jerry Nadeau, injured at Richmond Speedway. How's the car?
Car's good. I just got to do a good job now. It's up to me to get it done, but the U.S. Army Pontiac is running very well, and we were third in our first practice, and from then on I just tried to overdrive the car in the second practice, trying to make it run faster and actually slowed it down. But real excited about getting a good lap in here, and wish Jerry the very best on a quick recovery, and we'll be good to go.
And Jerry Nadeau's name remains on the roof of the car. This is his ride, and everybody wishes Jerry Nadeau all the best. Mike?
With the American flag and the Connecticut state flag, Nadeau from Danbury, where his folks are now down in Richmond along with Jerry's wife Jada as his recovery continues. He is in fair condition in what the doctors call in the transitional process of awakening. Still not conscious, but able to communicate somewhat with hand gestures with the folks that are in to see him, and the family is there constantly, and our prayers remain with them. The other half of the big driver swap over the last 2 weeks. Jeff Green for Steve Park. It didn't start out that way, but Darrell, that was the net result with Jeff Green going to DEI to drive the 1 car.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if you look at both their situations, things wasn't working out very well for either one of them. And I know that was a hard decision for DEI to make with Park. They've been stuck with him, and I'm sure that was a very difficult thing for them to do. Then Green just happened to be available. I think it just worked out that way.
And this swap happened so recently that actually Jeff Green did test here at Lowe's Motor Speedway a couple of weeks ago, but because he was still with the 30 car, that was actually with his other race team, the 30 team.
Jeff Green will be in his 3rd Winston Open tomorrow night, and he is second fastest behind Ken Schrader and ahead of Kyle Petty. The Indy Charlotte double driver, front row starter for the 500. There's Robbie Gordon. Tonight's qualifying is brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. Jeremy Mayfield sat on the pole and won last year's Winston Open, but due to the format didn't transfer to the big dance. He is 3rd of 4 right now.
He'll be making his first Craft and Truck Series. Greg Biffle is in trouble off turn 2.
I think he's going to save it. I think he's going to save it.
Oh, that's going to go down there. Oh, wow, how about that?
Joey Chitwood, take a note. How do you do that?
Well, you know, normally you'd say, well, he was just lucky. But you saw that he was driving that car using the brake. He kind of released it, let it slide a little bit. So he was trying to get control back of the car that he lost.
And I mean, pretty much his run will be over. He had taken the green flag, and those tires, they're done. They're flat spotted, probably a couple of them's even flat.
Bring her on back in the garage.
Here it is.
Coming off turn 2, back in the throttle. It just got loose with him right there dead in the middle of turn 2.
I heard a couple of guys, I was listening on the scanner, I had several guys say they were loose off, and that's pretty much loose off. I see he's in the gas, see the rear tires still in the gas, and I said, uh-oh, this thing is going headed for the inside wall. Now right here, release. I think he had
reverse.
I think
he had control the whole time.
Oh my goodness. I got to see it again.
He doesn't give up, I tell you that. Now he stays in the gas. Okay, I want to spin it all the way, keep it off the outside wall. That's how you stay in the gas. That keeps it off the outside wall. All right, now it's slowing down. Now I think I got it. No, here it's going back to the inside.
And it was going there in a hurry.
It was, and you know, looking at the rear tires, I can't imagine that he stuck it in reverse, but he could have.
Yeah. If he hadn't caught reverse, he would have hit the wall.
He's got the tires locked up, so it'll go in reverse.
Right there. It's in reverse right there, Darrell.
How
about that?
He gets an attaboy.
It's almost like you'd have to practice that.
Especially from his crew, an attaboy.
If they gave style points, Biffle would be on the pole. Welcome back to Lowe's Motor Speedway, qualifying for the Winston Open. Track crew having a look around where Greg Biffle spun and didn't even take the first fleck of paint off that wall. Let's go down and meet the fastest guy so far. Here's Matt.
And that's Ken Schrader. And first off, you're watching a replay, and you had a great line for Greg Biffle.
Well, he did a good job, but he didn't save it. It just didn't wreck. You know, there's not a lot you can do here. He did the right stuff, but boy, you're just lucky when that happens.
Now, how about your run?
I had the same problem down 3, not quite that severe, but I had a little too much speed and a little bit too much enthusiasm. I just turned her left like I was getting off the interstate or something. But BAM car was good. It was good when we unloaded. We picked up about 3/10, but knew we'd pick up quite a bit. We won't be in the front row, but we'll be able to see it.
Currently the pole sitter, and he runs later tonight right here on Speed in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Dick?
Well, this guy may be on the front row tonight, Todd Bodine. Boy, he's been awfully fast. Won the second practice session. Won a thing called the No Bull Sprint here a couple years ago. They aren't doing that anymore, but that's a race that used to be part of the Winston weekend. And won the Winston Open, so that's 3 wins, but never a pole. Is tonight your lucky night?
I don't know, Dick. I guess it's a matter if the driver doesn't mess up or not. We got a good race car. National Guard Ford was really good. We came and tested and learned an awful lot. We really did. Got the car driving super. Unloaded today, and you know we were 5th in the first practice, but that was because I messed up the one good lap we had going. So we've been good off the truck. Very minor adjustments. Hopefully, like I say, if the driver doesn't mess up, we'll be up front somewhere.
What's the track like today?
It's actually in pretty good shape. I think the fact that the trucks have been here racing and running, it got a good groove in. It's got some grip in it. Of course, here at Charlotte, when it gets cool and gets nighttime, it really gets a lot of grip. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, you have a good weekend now. This guy's going to go right out of here and go to Nazareth so he can run on Sunday in the Busch Series. Matt?
Well, Dick, Jeff Green right now is debriefing with his new crew chief, Tony Gibson. And we'll slide on in. What do you think of your run, Jeff?
It's pretty good. You know, we didn't beat one, you know, we were second, so that's not as good as we wanted, but Penzo guys gave me a great race car here, and they make me really comfortable, so it gives me a lot of confidence going into tomorrow night. And I think they have a pretty good hot rod too, so just thank them for the opportunity. DEI and Penzo both for giving me an opportunity to do this, and hopefully we can get them back up front where they need to be.
A good weekend to try to get that gelling process going.
It's just a good practice session, but they're giving trophies away down there, I heard, so we're going to try to go win one of them too.
You know, the unique thing is they only signed Jeff Green actually through September. They're going to reevaluate things and see where they feel like they are. So that's, I guess that's not a bad move for either party, really.
Well, hopefully he has an opportunity to win that job.
Yeah, that's it. Prove yourself. That's kind of like what I hear him saying.
Mike Wallace also with a team for pretty much the first time here, driving in relief, we'd say, of Jerry Nadeau, and he is quickest. He knocks Ken Schrader off the pole.
Well, that car's always fast, Mike. I mean, when Jerry drives it, it's fast, and Mike's in the car tonight, and there he is, the fastest car so far.
We talk about picking up speed. He's picked up 6.5, well, not 6.5 tenths. He's picked up about 2.5 tenths from where he practiced, so he really picked up a lot.
This will be his 5th Winston Open, driving as a substitute for Jerry Nadeau until Jerry's able to climb back into that car. Second lap, mirror of the first, picked up 2 100ths, and he is quickest.
That's a good job right there. That's really a good job.
You know, Jerry actually tested out here for this group a few weeks ago, and they were very, very fast with Jerry at the test session.
One of the best posters I've seen in a long, long time we saw at Richmond 2 weeks ago, Saturday night. An army of one, prayers from millions.